Welcome back, everybody. Dren608 Plays. We're playing Rogue Trader here. We are getting ready to go into the Chartist vessel. I have to take her. I did my comparisons. Pascal has some interesting things. Jay has almost as good as skills and everything, or better. The difference is between having an extra operative or an extra officer is the real big difference. And that Pascal can melee things, but he can't melee as well as like Abelard or somebody like that. So I'm going to keep Jay. So we're going to try this with Jay and see how this works. Well, that was loaded fast. Okay. Intimidated officers. Bridge officer. Bridge officer. Intimidated officer. What does that mean? Am I going to get in a fight with these guys? Well, let's move everybody up.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't see anybody up here. There's a little thingy there that means I have to go around and get in there. I remember this ship layout from previous things. Why are these guys here and why can I not talk to them? There we go. The lanky, haggard-looking officer with sunken cheeks stares at you in fright. His body is shivering as if from a feverish chill, and his eyes are darting back and forth anxiously. Your lordship, rogue trader, what brings you to our humble ship? Stop shivering like a leaf in the wind, monkey. Answer me, have you seen others like me in this system? If you have, tell me where, when, and under what circumstances are your paths crossed and diverged afterward. Intimidated officer widened at the sight of Gillette. His face grows even paler than before, and his lips move in a wordless prayer, unable to utter a word in response. A whirlwind of orange and blue torments their souls. Can you not feel its gusts in the air all around us? Its hues are terrifying indeed. What did you just say? Rogue trader? How would a mere officer know who's standing in front of him? Jay's face changes, and she immediately grips the handle of her weapon. Yeah, I've got the same. Answer when asked, you worm! Strike him. Easy or that, we're about to find out. What are you so afraid of? How do you know that I'm a rogue trader? Who are you? How do you know that I'm a rogue trader? A strange look, then he closes his eyes. Emperor, forgive me. How just happened? Uh-oh. Okay, that's not good. Your body is engulfed in any pain, as if you are being doused in molten metal, skinned alive and subject to yet another form of torture. You hear sounds coming from somewhere far away, the moans of your people, the shuffling of bare feet, and light footsteps slowly getting closer. Marazhai. Rogue trader, a long-awaited meeting indeed. You can barely see anything through the haze of agony, but you still remember the voice well, the voice of the Xenos who devastated your capital world. Marazhai's face is hidden behind a helmet, but his tone leaves no room for doubt. He is smirking. That who is writhing in pain next to you is barely able to breathe out. No, what have you done? Are you dissatisfied, my kin? I promised that you would have your precious craft world survivors. And so you will. I will take you to them. I might even be there to witness your jubilant reunion. Takes a close look at your companion, squirming in agony, then gestures nonchalantly to someone you cannot see. Bring in the injectors. The Conqueror I promised to Gervantius are among them. I do not want these wretches to move an inch until they are in the hands of the Arch-Machinator. As for you, there's a storming gleam in Dracon's eyes. You will have your share of paralyzing dreams too, but I'm going to keep you. You are far too precious to be surrendered to a madman playing with fire. Oh, I don't know what to say. No. Oh no, this is not something I was expecting. They're gonna kidnap me, they're gonna take all my equipment. I have so much in my inventory. If I'd known this was gonna happen, I would have emptied my inventory into my locker. I think they do this on purpose so they can take away all your good stuff. Do I call her a deceitful wretch? You will rule crossing me again, Divisinus. I will see you both dead. Negotiate with me. Would you negotiate with a worm or say a pet? Drukhari chuckles malevolently. After I am done with your training, you will never even think of such insolence again. Last words fill your head like a deafening echo of a ship's siren. The gas creeps deeper into your lungs, eating away at them hungrily. As agony spreads down your every limb, you are suffocating. Are you enjoying the sensation? I had this poison made for you. Who could have thought that a Monkey would one day earn such an honor, a special gift from a Drakon? But you're suffering, the Xenos closes to you. I knew the taste would be exquisite were I to add a touch of the Drukhari's talent for extracting anguish. However, there will be time for that later. No matter how I wish to play with you all one after another, I need you for a purpose, Rogue Trader. Kamarag awaits you, all of you. Mandrakes, take them, leave none behind. Okay. And my ship doesn't do anything about this, huh? Okay, I'm screwed. Well, that was... Should have expected something like this, I guess. Okay, this is gonna be bad. Your consciousness emerged from an ocean of darkness and nightmares, as if someone's powerful hand reached into its depths and brought you into the light. In the dark room, long and angular shadows move around and exchange remarks. One of the shadows approaches you, ripping apart the veil of pain and revealing features that look familiar to you. Marazhai, you are awake, Monkey. Marz's voice is sickeningly sweet. He is looking at you with idle interest, rolling a soft, milky-colored object from one hand to another. Our toxin masters spared no efforts to drag you out of the induced dream. I must commend the Nightmare Weavers. The emanations of fear you exuded in your delirium are worthy of the highest praise. However, it is time to finish what you were brought here for. It is time to work for the good of the Cabal, Rogue Trader. What have you done with them? I do not know, Rogue Trader. Perhaps they are exuding suffering in one of the choirs of pain and torment. Perhaps they are rotting in one of the vats on the tiers below. I care little for their fate. I do. As for your little friend from the craft world, oh, you are going to meet her soon. I bet you cannot wait to look into the eyes of the one who brought you to me, can you? Why am I still alive? Good question, Rogue Trader. You are my tool, you see. A sharp and narrow scalpel that I will use to cut away the festering boil on the body of my Cabal. I spared no effort to set up this performance. The witnesses, the spies, the agents, and small bargain to guarantee the result. All that is required of you is that you quietly play your part. I will even go so far as to put you in your native surroundings. in a matter of speaking, but if I see you stepping out of your role, I will make sure that you are bitterly regret it. Might be able to play my role better if I actually knew what I was. Silent for a few moments, playing with the mysterious object in his hand. You, Monkey, hate creatures alien to your kind, and this hatred is fueled by primal fear and awareness of your insignificance. To us, you are cattle that exist to be butchered and to entertain us. Sometimes we use you in our little games, but to involve you filthy brutes in the politics of Comoric, let alone in the feuds between the cabals, there are few worse ways to bring dishonor to oneself and one's cabal. The first day I saw you, I knew you were being controlled by another hand, far too experienced and flexible to belong to another Monkey. You stayed ahead of me and Tazara, anticipated our moves, fought back with surprising skill, and I can guess, no, I know exactly, how you were able to know so much. Only one creature is sufficiently aware of our tactics and raid plans. You will help me expose her and restore the Reaving Tempest to its former favor. Well, should I try the persuasion roll? %70 chance. Let's try it. It succeeded. Yay, I rolled high enough. Roll enough for what I'm supposed to do. Something about the tone of your voice makes Marazhai freeze, and then come closer, and almost into your face. His black eyes greedily devour your slightest movement, and his voice drops to a mocking whisper. Very well, I am listening, Monkey. Poor fool, you were so easy to deceive. Your entire conjecture is a pile of Grok's dung. Never have I cooperated with the scum that is your kind. You were so easy to deceive. I will kill you all. Oh, geez, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll go with the fourth one. Your face, claws leaving deep scratches in your cheeks and forehead. The edge of the razor-sharp blade presses at your throat. This is something incomprehensible, but then he releases his grip, suppressing his desire to kill you on the spot with an enormous effort of willpower. Drukhari gestures to one of the shadows near you, and your head is forced backward. Marazhai brings his hand, holding the strange object closer. You manage to make out translucent, glossy skin, bluish, pulsating organs beneath, and a little head with serrated jaws before the Drukhari pushes the larva into your face. What is it with you guys in larva? I failed the test. What the hell? I only had an 18% chance. 5% chance? Oh, God. It just springs into motion, managed. A moment later, as it blindly pokes at your skin, it discovers your nostril and rushes forward, stretching the skin, tearing through the mucous membrane. Pain overwhelms you as the larva begins to force its way through the soft tissue and cartilage, each of its movements causing a crunching noise to reverberate through your skull. The creature greedily bites into flesh and moves ever upward, past the bridge of your nose, past your eyes, and then something alien invades your consciousness. I get really tired of this whole garbage thing. Close your eyes, but the sensation of an alien presence does not relent. This is not a conscious mind. It's something primitive yet unbelievably strong in its unknown pursuit. It is crawling around in your thoughts, scratching them with its sides and changing their shape. Perhaps this is just a bad dream, as a quirk of the intellect, exhausted by endless troubles. Calamity of a mind too weak for the burden it was made to carry. A stray light dawns at the edge of your perception. No. Put something in my head. Bless.
You have disappointed us, rogue trader von Valancius.
Still have all my inventory? Well, that's interesting. Oh, I think I still have all my infantry. I don't think I really do. Okay. I have no idea where I'm at, what I'm supposed to do. This is going to be some kind of... This is the creature in my mind doing all this. Why do they always use the same old sorry tactics? I'm sorry, that's really old to me. Always with the parasite in your brain so that you can't control anything. Sorry, to me that's not very imaginative. Alright, what's my time? 15 minutes. I guess I wander around a bit and see what's out here.
Keep your wits about you.
Received an estimated message from Dagonis. The Kali scanner reports a Xenos raid against the merchant ship in card. Calamity. That's nice. I can't do anything about it. What am I supposed to do about it?
Always keep your eye on the prize.
So I don't have back my, I do have some of my just regular old modifier plus 10. I don't know where that's from. We have identified the breed of Xenos that pose a threat to the Eldari, humanity's ancient insidious foes. Okay, so it's not the Eldari, it's the Drukhari.
I always have a backup plan.
How is it that you were the only soul who managed to escape the trap on Reichhut Monors? How much truth is there to the rumors that you're a heretic is spreading about you? It's got to be the Inquisitor. Okay. Hey, have on the talk. Why is there a shard of Krudak in your chamber? Because I didn't know what it was. Thought I should bring it to you.
Is there money to be made?
You are accused of consorting with Xenos, betraying the Imperium, and neglecting the interests of humankind.
I don't know what this is. This is just... I guess this is my ship, sort of? Is everybody dead?
Let us not do.
Linear pattern of scarlet blisters, crimson and charred tissue. Passing ray reflects off the countless tiny blades that look like they sprouted from inside Adira's body. All the cultivators' were broken, her augmented arm was ripped from its socket, and the bones of every finger on the remaining hand are twisted and sticking out at strange angles. Skull's augmentics were separated but not extracted from his body. The places where they connected the organic tissues teem with predatory Millipedes feasting on the coagulated blood and accumulated pus. And this should be Abelard. Limbs were amputated and then sewn back into his body with remarkable skill and precision using human tendons. Okay, so what's this supposed to be telling me? They're sadistic monsters. I already know that. That's what the Drukhari are. There's Theodora.
Keep your wits about you.
The tribunal is waiting for your explanations. Come closer.
I don't have any explanations. Now we're in a cutscene here at 20 minutes. And here comes our personal witness, the rogue trader himself. Heinrich gives you a cold look. If the presented evidence was not enough to convince you, his testimony will conclude this confusing case, full of oath breaking lies and heresy. You dragged this boy into this trial and now expect someone will lend an ear to a lowly heretic's testimony. I thought better of you, Interrogator von Kalix. I was so very wrong. Sounds even harsher and angrier than you remember. Our Inquisitor makes a vaguely dismissive gesture. Enough, let him speak. The sooner this business is concluded, the better. Let us continue. Shielded by the powers of the Warrant of Trade, granted by the Imperium, Theodoria von Valancius more than once allowed herself to openly collaborate with Xenos. You've never seen such a contemptuous grimace on the Interrogator's face. She plunged her entire protectorate into apostasy and heresy, including the current rogue trader, and went out of her way to prevent the Inquisition and me personally from maintaining order inside the Expanse. The rogue trader admit to fraternizing with Xenos. You served the Xenos, you rejected his light, you revealed in your heretical desires and craved base profit. What? Xenos is gone. Why is the Lord Inquisitor here? And the Theodore is running him a course too. Did she die? Everything is wrong here. Submit to the illusion, submit to the illusion. I don't know. Willpower. Only a 70% chance. But I am iconoclast. Adherent. The Xenos is gone. Why is the Lord Inquisitor here? And Theodore is running him a course too. Did she die? Everything is wrong here. Let's go there. Died, you say, but who are you talking to if I did? Get one simple truth into your empty head. Your role in these events is negligible. You shall think me the Emperor on the Golden Throne if I so choose, and think me dead if it strikes my fancy. This is not what matters right now. Just looking in your direction makes me sick. Why must I speak to the filth? The last words are obviously meant for the court, not you. Okay. Well, I saw that. Heinrich bends over to you with a crooked smile. Rogue Trader, are you all right? Or was your heretical association with the Xenos so disruptive that you lost your mind? Mocking words do little to hide his irritation. The Interrogator is obviously displeased with the turn the conversation is taking. I don't care. Visitor leans forward slightly at the sight of your anguish. For a brief moment, the boredom in his eyes is gone. It was amusing, but the joke was outstayed its welcome. Theodore shoots an Interrogator at Escalate. It's painfully obvious this heretic is dancing to your tune. His word against mine. You had lost before you even unsheathed your blade, Heinrich. Do not worry, dear Lord Captain. It was not my intention to bring up the unsupported claims. Data Slayton skillfully manipulates the device until he locates the necessary information. Rogue Trader uncovered the crimes of the Aldari on the most important agro world of the Von Valancius Protectorate, which feeds many Imperium colonies in the Expanse. But instead of purging the planet of Xenos menace, he allowed the humans to take refuge. In the shadow of his power, they are corrupting Janus society even as we speak. And who knows, perhaps other rebellion will not be long in coming. Often been accompanied by a Xenos companion. That's your lat. And though the Warhammer Trade does allow one to grant sanction to individual specimens, what is this if not a confirmation of the Von Valancius family's loyalty to the enemies of humanity? Rogue Trader's ties to the Drukhari. The different subspecies of Eldari are just as obvious. Who else could help him divine the carefully prepared plans of the Drukhari if not other Drukhari? Dren608 Trader von Valancius always ended up in the location of the next Drukhari raid, knowing for certain where they were going to strike. Oh, jeez, I don't have a choice. But I didn't. did not cooperate with Drukhari. Okay, I don't have a choice here. Sometimes you use your partner, and sometimes your partner uses you, which is what happened to the rogue trader. Lady Theodora used him to undermine the standing of the Imperium in the Expanse. The tribunal remained silent, although those present cast anxious glances at your predecessor. At this point, the tribunal probably wants to know what the true intentions of the von Valancienstein are. The rogue trader claims he has been waging war against the Drukhari this entire time, except was there really a war? Or was it another carefully staged performance? Harry's looking at you closely, almost without blinking. Allow me to explain what actually happened to Dren608 Trader. Trader von Valancius personally invited the Drukhari to his worlds, and then used their strength and resources to sow chaos in the Expanse to gain leverage over his rivals. It is very convenient to play the victim while working with those who rob your neighbors blind and terrify the worlds they pay you tribute. How much did you profit from this, rogue trader? Did you think I would not uncover your pathetic conspiracy? Am I supposed to submit to this illusion? I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. It's only a 70% chance, but I'll try it. You through clenched teeth. You are destroying your only chance to make yourself useful to the Inquisition and to me personally. Do not attempt fate and do not resist the examination. Are you really saying your war with the Drukhari was not a hoax? Then how did you and your foolish subjects know the coordinates of enemy ships every time? How did you know their targets? Do you think your expert on all things Xenos was shrewd enough to divine the carefully devised plan of the Cabal's finest? No, only other Drukhari could do that, and even then, only a few. This means you were in collusion with them. Bullheaded stubbornness does not befit a man of your pedigree, rogue trader, but since you have decided to deny everything, I will summon another witness. I'm sure everything will find it interesting to explore this sordid story from another angle. It silently takes a graceful step forward. If the court so desires, my speech will run a river and wash away your doubts. I found a shard of my home in the rogue trader's chambers. An entire craft world vanished among the stars, the only clue to its face resting in the hands of this monkey. That was when I began to suspect that he had something to do with the misfortune that had befallen my Krudark. Oh, God. Do not be deceived by his breed. There is a cunning predator lurking behind the fluttering, fragile butterfly wings. Monkey before you is a bizarre amalgamation of qualities not usually inherent in his feeble species. He has mastered the mysteries of many of his world's cultures, the secrets of the universe and ancient artifacts, the fine art of war, the intricacies of deceit. All are embodied in a single monkey, however hard it may be to believe. However, the thread that bound our paths broke the moment I realized the monkey's involvement in the disappearance of my home. To flee the rogue trader, I tracked down and eliminated his chief tracker, who has pursued our kin in this part of the galaxy for many years, and thus earned clemency before this court. So Achilles did not simply vanish. You helped him disappear. Heinrich Kirks nods curtly. I say he had only himself to blame. An agent who cannot recognize an impending threat is useless. I'm not going to say anything anymore. Or rather, lack of it. The court has been presented with enough evidence, and I hope no one is harboring any doubts as to the guilt of the von Valancienstein. But let us allow the rogue trader to say his final word. We are curious to know what you have gleaned from this inquiry. Vicious lie, no mercy. I am struggling to make sense of what is going on here. I'll do number one. Good monkey. I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Enough. What now? I'm in a prisoner cage. Is this the end of the game? Do I just die here? Your spells lifted, staggering pain pierces your body, dark clouds. Your vision and nausea creeps into your throat, but the wounds and manage to forget soon remind you that you are still alive. Oh, I'm coming up on a cut. Can you guys get to the end of this cutscene stuff? Archon Nazarache. The weakness of your subjects is an insult to the Council of the Archons and the Supreme Overlord of Koronus himself. Ymirius. Commanding inhuman voice tears you from the vice of agony, and you see an unknown Drukhari in the center of the chamber whose presence alone causes your insides to clench. Instead of fighting and ripping what they are owed from Destiny's hands by force, they dare to crawl into the Dark Palace begging for favors. Only 50% chance. Failed. I'm just gonna listen. Do I want to look at him? I'll just listen to the conversation. The greatest respect, mighty Nezid, Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, first among the chosen, voice of the Overlord of the Dark City, bringer of demise, conqueror of 100 worlds. Zaki dismisses my idea with a positive reply. Council of Archons has heard enough platitudes, Drakon Marazhai, and no longer wishes to. Sly intrigues, ruthless chill, jagged eyes, turns lips. I couldn't see what she said. It didn't last long enough. Virtual verbose, the cut and the thrust, keep time with fate's own machinations grave, but whose deft footwork leads to naught but dust. While from its brutal finish none can save, this play the puppet master granted me through murky stalls a path obligingly. The puppet master has Vect himself invited you to this chamber? Chokes on his own words, but quickly regains his composure. No matter, you may be our guest, Arebennian, but you are merely a spectator in this performance, and spectators do not belong on the stage, as you undoubtedly know. Do not interfere. Steps over to the lips of his sorrowful mask and says with a twinkle in his eye, "A shadow in the shadows will I be." The Archon, whatever your name is, I shall soon be adding your mask to my collection of Xeno artifacts. Listen to the conversation. 87%. I can try to recall what I need to. Well, this one's automatic. Bright motley hollow suit and mask hiding its owner's face in the graceful subtle moons. Before you stands a harlequin, another representative of the multifaceted Eldari race. The Xenos catches your eye and nods. For a moment, the play of shadows on the mask appears to twist its expression into a mischievous grin. Vect. 87%. I made it. You have heard many gruesome tales about the atrocities of the Drukhari, but the cruelest and vilest always involved as Druibel Vect, the Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, the supreme overlord of Camargon, and the most dangerous of all his dark kind. I'm just going to listen. Addresses the female Drukhari standing beside him, his eyes alight with mockery. Not directed to her, however, for he is still looking at Marazhai. How does the Archon intend to pay for her Cabal's blatant disrespect? I am waiting for your reply, Your Mess, and my patience is growing thinner with each breath you take. His eyes widen, filled with astonishment and disbelief. He seems to have been certain of the outcome and did not expect what he is hearing now. His lips twist in an enraged snarl, hatred directed at the Xenos on the throne, yet it finds no outlet under the gazes of the dozen of Drukhari in the chamber. I humbly bow before the Council of Archons and apologize for this outburst on behalf of the Cabal. Allow me to prove my respect to you with a humble gift. He points to you with a clawed finger and flashes a satisfied grin. The Drakon of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest himself and his amusing Monkey plaything, with their entourages of hapless freaks, will enter your arenas and fight the best warriors for the crowd's amusement. Chuckle can be heard from under Mazarki's mask. Hamarog accepts your gift, Yamaris, but what should I do, for Marazhai is the first among our blades? Should I cast him out of the palace and condemn him to disgrace, or should I be merciful and allow him to leave the chamber on his own? Khan's chilling gaze falls upon you. I think I know who will make this difficult decision. A creature whose mewling the Council of Archons was meant to heed. Is this not right, Marazhai? You will receive what you have been longing for. It will be the monkey who decides your fate. Contorts in despair, his gaze shifts from the Archon to you, then to Yermerus and back, but he does not dare to utter an objection. Why did you use Xenos Guns? I'm not part of your games. Listen and remember the Emperor's name. I will end you all. Spit, discuss. Say nothing? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'd like to beat him out and then throw him out like rubbish, but He was a worthy opponent. I'm just not going to say anything. I'm going to stay quiet. Unless the races are disgustingly primitive, the Archive of the Cabal, the Black Hunters, ignore your words. The monkey cannot even decide the fate of its enemy, and you were hoping that someone here would lend an ear to its words? Amusing. The arenas of Comrade will devour you and your playthings. The hiss of rage draws his blades, preparing to fight back. The Archon nods in satisfaction and makes an unfamiliar gesture. The guards draw closer to you. Let us return to you, Humorous. Harlequin's laughter interrupts the Archon and echoes under the vaults of the chamber in a resolute baritone. And all the masks upon their masks now stand. The slave of vanity and spire ascends. The thief and traitor cast downward by her hand. Unbeknownst to all, their fate depends upon a lead unseen, a lead unseen, a player green. Harlequin leans forward and eyes you with genuine interest. Is this how you treat the hospitality of Comrade, Arebennian? Archon angrily balls his fist, the shadow of his wrath hanging over the Eldari interloper like a thundercloud. But your words were worth more. You insult me by interrupting the trial again. Zeno sweeps into a theatrical bow without taking his eyes off of Marazhai's face. You, Archon, speak a just rebuke. In truth, fate's melodies and snarls fantastic have entrapped me here, and when I heard them play, I could not keep my lips from grinning wide. Here comes the hour for for shadows to retreat, to where the curtain waits the rise, the laugh, with no beginning, now sends forth the call. I've just been killed, so I'm dead. I don't understand.
It's the temporary setback.
Are you done? The rose of Fontaines warm pain, you lie motionless, you rest. The murky gloom slowly dissolving into nothingness. Sometimes your repose is troubled by an unpleasant and persistent tremors coming from the place where your legs used to be. You do your best to ignore them. Stranger, away you vulture, this is not your prey. A vaguely familiar voice reaches you through the curtain of darkness. Your disobedient thoughts refuse to reveal where and when you heard it before. It was just recently or 100 lifetimes ago. The trembling coming from your legs is replaced by a violent jerking motion, and then it finally stops. Stranger, from this phantasmagora retreat, and deftly seize my merchant vagabond. The puppet master strings left dangling. Again, rise up to take your place and dance. Spark ignites the darkness, and a light ruthlessly cuts through the gloom that envelops you. An ugly image of the reality around you assaults your retina. You can feel your body again and realize it is filled with pain. Your shoulder is sore from an injection. My vital status is yet to be determined. I like the fourth one. I think I'm going to go with that. Until I get a cup of recap, my vital status is yet to be determined. Alas, the bliss of death will save you not. The whirling waltz of chance and gloom you'll dance. Pricking sensation burns your shoulder. The darkness at last fully withdraws from your mind. Whatever the injection was, it makes your heart beat a frenzied tattoo. Your pupils narrow so that you now register every detail of the disgusting place in which you have found yourself in merciless clutter. 50% chance, that's it? Why are my skill values so low? You immediately regret this decision. Every inch of your body is suffering. There is a dull, dilapidating pain in your head caused by painfulness of some kind. Your body is covered in deep cuts made either for fun or with sinister intent. All of your organs appear to be intact. The same cannot be said for your blood. You have lost a great deal. Finally, a strange gnawing spasm occasionally flares at the base of your skull. It is not severe, but for some reason is what concerns you most of all. Yeah, that's where that thing is. All your equipment is gone, as are your shoes. You do not even have a knife at hand to fend off enemies or to open your veins. Could you rescue her? Your eyes refuse to focus on the blurry version of the person coming to your aid. He appears to be tall, and your mind emphatically refuses to continue, for every moment of concentration causes you suffering. Look around. You are surrounded by the dead, numerous corpses, mutilated bodies, and pieces thereof. Humans, Drukhari, and other Xenos unfamiliar to lie motionless in this gruesome mortuary. I've seen you somewhere before. Who are you? A dream obscure of death, deliverance, illuminating will and agony. Where am I? Among the shadows and the wings you lie, where taut are pulled the puppet master's strings. The stranger indicatedly links his fingers in mimicking tools of a puppeteer. Not here, the roles have been decided now, but if you play your part, perhaps the plot will draw them back together. Or to doom. Figures cruel laughter follows. Overture in verse, the final lines. The merchant's time to tread the boards has come. Embark you now upon your pilgrimage, and take my parting gift, a humble prop. Deposit something in your hand and disappears into the twilight. Gift from beyond the grave. So I got a pistol. They took all my stuff. I'll never get it back. All that good stuff is gone. Don't obey your mind, or rather it's how it would have been if someone else, perhaps, but not for you. You have lived through worse. Anguish and torture should never break you down. You'll rise to your feet and press on. All is left is understanding why you should. All the people whose lives depend on you. The power of honor effect. Plus 10 triumphs. Duration permanent. Hundreds of faces flash before your mind's eye. Friends, subjects, and companions. The universe is cruel and full of darkness, and your will and determination are only a barrier between your loved ones and its crushing apathy and brutality. You have no right to die, not here, not now. Resolute flows remains like incandescent plasma, and you make another attempt to get up. You get up. Yes, your body aches and rebels against you, but your tempered mind is stronger than your mortal flesh. You draw yourself up, straight yourself around. In dialogue. Put in a pause. Ah, jeez. So I lost everything. Okay, I'm not really happy. Yep, I'm screwed. I lost all my equipment. I have absolutely nothing. So everything I had before is gone, so I won't have any story items or anything. I lost everything. Got a pistol. That's it. I have all sorts of terrible things against me. Deformed bones, deformed everything. I look at this. My agility's a 1. Strength is a 1. Everything's screwed. I have nothing. I don't think I'm going to be able to go forward with this anymore. This is too much. I'm going to stop here. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you like to see, you can subscribe and hit the notify bell. But I don't think I'm going to continue this game anymore. This was too much of a shock. Knowing that this is going to happen in a future playthrough, I would take everything off my characters before going to this ship and put it in my footlocker, because I'm not going to have anything here. And there's no reason to have anything. This is insane. This is what they think is going to make the game better. I disagree wholeheartedly and 100%. This is not, for me, this is not good game design. This is, oh, everything that you just picked up in the last 2 chapters, we're going to take it all and just throw it away, and you get to start over. That, to me, is not good game design, folks. Sorry, Owlcat. I really don't like what you did here. I am not sure that I'm going to continue this. This strikes me as just plain old no. This is desperate game design. You couldn't figure out a way to balance your monsters against me, so you just took everything away and crippled the main character to never be able to do anything. So what's the point? What was the point in playing all those hours before this for this to happen? This just doesn't make any sense at all. Definitely Warhammer 40k like. This is kind of stuff that happens in Warhammer 40k RPGs. I thought they would be a little bit more, give you a chance to not get here, but I guess not. So we'll have to see whether I'm going to continue doing this or not. I have to think long and hard about whether I want to do this, or if I do, I'm going to go back to the point before this, before going in here, and I'm going to take everything off everybody, so at least it's saved in my footlocker, so that if we survive, I can at least have all my equipment when I get out of here. So I may go back to doing that, just to make sure that I have all the equipment that I had acquired over the first 2 chapters. I find this very, very, very much annoying that they just took everything away and didn't let us keep. I mean, I don't mind if I don't have it in this scenario, but from what they're telling me here, I'm not going to ever see it again. And there were some really good things there that I do not want to lose. So I may go back to the original save before I came in here, take everything off my people, and go back through it, use all the same things, and end up back in this space. But I'm going to have everything saved in my footlocker instead of everything being just taken away from me. I do not believe this to be a good story path. So that's my personal opinion. And you can leave me comments on whether you agree or not agree. I really don't like the idea that we're just going to take everything away from you. That's just... it defeats the whole purpose of what you did in the first 2 chapters. Trying to gather enough gear that you can actually have a possible chance of actually doing anything. So, anyway, I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe and bye-bye.